in Abu Dhabi. Why I'm saying in Abu Dhabi, where the city we say is zero crime. If you compare the worldwide, the Abu Dhabi will be most highly secured city in the world. It's just because of the two reasons. One is the rules and regulation and the police, and the third one it will be CCTV camera, digital surveillance. If you go to any corner in UAE, any place in the UAE, if you go to even the tea shop, definitely your face will be covered with the cameras. Even if you want to renew the tea shop license, you have to produce the paper, your tea shop is under surveillance. What I'm trying to say, they giving such a priority for the cameras to make sure everyone is secured. If they give the priority for a tea shop, you can imagine how it will be. They give the priorities for the public places and the shopping malls, hospitals, schools, how much they will give the priority. Okay. So from there, I thought I was working with the banking sector. In my personal life, I survived 2 times through cameras. I produced the documents, I produced the evidence. I was not participated in the particular activity. From that point, I thought when I start a business, it should be something related to the security. And since 2014, we started a company called SecureCam. And what we plan to make a normal business, like traditional business, integration and all. But certain time point, I thought that should not be our life. We should take this message to the importance of the message to the worldwide. From there, we designed a campaign called Secure Our City. Part of this campaign, we decided to provide 10,000 free cameras in selected city across the globe. When I take this presentation to the Dubai government, they ask one question, Rijoy, you know how much we are secured in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. What about your country? You know one thing, once we leave the country, there is no Rijoy, there is no Thomas, you are an Indian. When they ask the point that time, think about your country, what's the crime rate is going on. First, you go to your country and make sure you are doing your responsibility over there. Then you go to any other country or any other some cities. That point I thought, I decided, as an Indian, this is my responsibility. When we studied in our school, we used to, in the morning session, before the classes, there is a pledge. We start in our day, all Indians are my brothers and sisters. When I think about that line, all Indians are my brothers and sisters, how beautiful it is. But all of us, we don't have the time to look at each other to say or to look at the face what we are facing today. From there, we decided the campaign should go to India. From there, we'll start. And in that point, in India, we selected 5 cities. Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Chennai, and Kochi. And last 3 years, we are in Chennai. We travel across India to know which are the city, which are the areas we have to start with the campaign. Then that point, I decided, what I'm trying to say, in my childhood, actually, என்னோட வீடு கட்டி கொடுத்திருக்கிறது ஒரு தமிழன் தான். Okay, actually when I was in 7th standard, அந்த டைம் வரைக்கும் ஒரு வீட்டிலுமே அங்கே டெய்லி வேஜில் தான் வீடு கட்டி கொடுத்துட்டே இருந்தது. But that time, the first time, as Selvarajan Anne, that time I was in 7th standard, I truly believed that year because 7th standard I failed. So I was very much busy with the housework with that Anne. Then you know what I'm saying? So where I I got a very safe house, beautiful house with the help of a Tamil brother. From there, I started my career. I went to Mumbai. I got the first job in Maharashtra with the support of a Maharashtrian. From there, somebody from the Delhi, they take me to Dubai. From Dubai, some Arabs give me a job. What I'm saying, what I am here today is nothing. I mean, nothing is my talent. There are many people in our life who influence, who help, who support to reach this campaign, or today we are here today. So what I'm trying to, just I will make one small story.
Honorable Justice Mahadevan, Judge of the Supreme Court of India, Honorable Justices of the Madras High Court, Justice Suryanarayan Prasad, and Justice Mohammed Shafiq, team leaders of Secure Our City program, Mr. Joy Thomas and Mr. Emil Jose, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. As I was mentioning to the Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court, I never thought that in my 91st year, that's how old I am, I would have the privilege to facilitate and be part of the proceedings involving such a distinguished Supreme Court judge. It is a privilege to add to that two other very distinguished High Court judges are also present. It is indeed, for me, one of the high points in my life and career. I thank all of you for being present here. And by now you'll understand why I am part of this proceeding. Because you have two very, I would say one missionary, Mr. Joy Thomas, who I think has found his mate here from becoming a missionary to being a leader in providing protection to the people. That he should speak with such emotion before three justices of the Supreme Court, a distinguished civil servant, and a whole lot of concerned individuals speaks volumes for what this whole program is about. Secure our city, secure our people, secure women and children in particular, but all individuals. I cannot emulate Rajoy in the way he spoke from his heart, with emotion, with commitment. And after all, I'm an ordinary policeman. But I do understand how important it is to protect our people. I've spent a lifetime in security. I've had a lot of problems with both Mr. Joy Thomas and Emil, trying to convince them that what they are trying to do will not succeed. I must admit that I failed and they have been successful. They have made me understand that it is not mere sophistication. It is not mere knowledge that is important. They made me understand that you need to feel deeply about what security is all about. Security is, as Rajoy said a few minutes ago, a feeling of comfort, a feeling that when you and the man is out of the house, the women and children are safe. The feeling that society will support you if you give them some protection in this regard. So, I think today's program, and I'm so happy to see a fair number of people who heard it, please spread the word around that security is not merely for the administration. I'm not meaning any disrespect to Mr. Jawahar. Okay? Both of us, in our own way, have tried to provide security. But it comes from the people. It comes from people who have a heart. It comes from the administration that we have, I mean the judges of the country who help dispense justice. That is what security is all about. I'm safe. I've come into this hall. There is all kinds of protection. Most important, there's a feeling that everybody is involved in providing security. And that is what Secure Our City is. All of us are involved in the business of providing security for the people at large, which include yourself, your families, other families, etc. Let me, having spent a lifetime in security, say a few words which I think would look at least good if it comes in a newspaper, but I think has far less meaning when people are involved. That many advances have been made in protecting the average citizens from the criminals of today, who have become extremely advanced in the way they proceed with criminality. Criminals have become more sophisticated and dangerous. Many steps have been taken by the authorities and the police in particular to enhance protection. But after having tried to dissuade Rejoy and Emil that you can't provide better protection than what the administration can do, I've now come to realize that true security comes when ordinary everyday citizens take upon themselves the responsibility for supplementing what the authorities are doing with a view to protect the ordinary citizen. Then and only then can we hope to achieve true and real security for the people. I think at this point, I do believe that we're required to compliment Mr. Joy Thomas and Emil Jose on what they have set out to achieve. And
I can very well say the most respected and illustrious personality, Sri M.K. Narayanan, deliver everything what is to be delivered. Honorable Sri M.K. Narayanan, the former Governor of West Bengal, my esteemed brothers, Justice Mohammad Shafiq and Justice Satyanarayana Prasad, Justices of Madras High Court, Mr. Jawahar IAS, Mr. Vijay Thomas and Mr. Emil Jose, the CEOs of this extraordinary moment, the most respected law enforcement officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with profound honor and a solemn sense of duty that I address this gathering at the Secure Our City conclave. Today we converge not merely as individuals, but as custodians of a collective responsibility to safeguard our city, to fortify the rule of law, and to uphold the promise of justice. Security is not an abstract concept. It is the very foundation upon which the edifice of justice stands. It ensures the weak do not succumb to the tyranny of the strong. The truth is not silenced by the clamor of falsehood, and that the rights enshrined in our Constitution are not reduced to mere words but are lived realities for every citizen. History has shown us that civilization itself is measured by its adherence to law and order. Yet the law is powerless in the absence of enforcement, and enforcement is incomplete without vigilance. Surveillance, when wielded responsibility, becomes not just a tool of deference but a beacon of justice. The initiative we inaugurate today, empowering Chennai with an extensive network of surveillance system, is not merely an advancement in technology. It is a profound statement that the safety of our people is non-negotiable. It is a declaration that in the city no injustice will go unseen, no wrongdoing will escape scrutiny, and no victim will go unheard. Surveillance is the silent witness that speaks the loudest in the pursuit of truth. It transforms conjecture into certainty and speculation into evidence. In countless courtrooms across the nation, it has turned the tide of justice, proving guilt beyond doubt, exonerating the innocent, and restoring faith in the rule of law. Surveillance, therefore, must never be allowed to morph into an instrument of oppression, it must function within a robust legal framework, governed by principles of necessity, proportionality, and accountability. Security and freedom are not opposing forces. They are complementary elements of just society. To achieve one at the expense of the other is to betray the very ideals we seek to uphold. Perhaps the most pressing imperative of our time is the protection of women, children, and vulnerable sections of society. A society's true moral strength is reflected in its ability to protect its weakest members. Every incident of violence against a woman, every crime against a child, every assault on the innocent is not just an attack on an individual but an affront to the very conscience of our nation. Therefore, a city where women can walk without fear is one that has fulfilled its fundamental duty. The initiative is a step toward environmental security and the economic and social upliftment of the community. Surveillance is not just about prevention, but is about empowerment. It tells every offender that impunity is a relic of the past, that accountability is inescapable, and that the shadows are no longer safe havens for crime. Surveillance footage has time and again emerged as the final arbiter in cases where words fail and testimonies wavered. It has exposed lies, validated truths, and restored faith in due process. However, the onus of securing a society cannot rest solely on the shoulders of law enforcement alone. Security is not just a government function, it is a shared duty. It is a covenant between the state and its people, between institutions and individuals, between the judiciary and the government. The success of this initiative depends not just on technology, but a collective commitment. Public-private partnerships, citizen participation, and an unwavering commitment to ethical governance are the correctness of sustainable security. To the visionaries behind this initiative, to the law enforcement officers who uphold their duty with honor, to the judiciary and safeguards the principles of justice, and to every citizen who believes in a safer, stronger, and more just India, let this be our collective pledge. That the vigilance we establish today will be the legacy we leave for tomorrow. For security is not merely the absence of danger, it is the presence of justice, and justice, one illuminated, must never be allowed to fade. I extend my deepest congratulations to all those who have worked tirelessly to bring this initiative to life. May this endeavor stand as a beacon of safety, dignity, and justice for generations to come. தமிழிலே ஒன்று சொல்வார்கள், ஒரு சமுதாயத்தின் ஆகச்சிறந்த வளர்ச்சி அந்த சமுதாயத்தின் அடிப்படை பாதுகாப்பு என்று. அந்த விதத்திலே நடைபெறக்கூடிய இந்த முயற்சி எல்லா விதங்களிலுமே சிறந்து ஓங்க வேண்டும். உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி, வணக்கம்.